Episodes 15. Characters: Emma Blake 17, main character. Susan Blake, Emma's mother. To Rachel Thorne, paranormal sleep therapist. The shadow mirror entity. Episode 1, the first blink. Emma Blake had always felt uneasy around mirrors since moving into her late grandmother's Victorian house in Salem. The full-length antique mirror in her bedroom gave her chills. She would often wake up with vague memories of standing before it sleepwalking. Her mom said, but tonight was different. As she brushed her teeth and glanced into the mirror, her reflection blinked. After she did, she froze. Her breath caught in her throat. That was just stress, she whispered, climbing into bed. But sleep didn't come easy. At 3:17 a.m., her eyelids closed yet her body rose. She stood, walked to the mirror, and placed her palm against the glass. The mirror rippled. Her reflection reached out to accept. It didn't stop at the glass. Something darker mimicked her every move, just a second late. In the morning, Emma woke up on the floor in front of the mirror, dirt under her nails, her pillow soaking wet. Her mother insisted it was just a nightmare, but Emma knew. The mirror had blinked. Episode 2, Scratches in Sleep. That week, Emma found thin, jagged scratches down her arms every morning. She kept her door locked at night, windows shut, and even taped the mirror with paper. Still, she woke up facing it. Her mother, Susan, blamed anxiety. Teen stress, that's all, she said. Emma wanted to believe her, but she knew something was pulling her in. One night, Emma tied a ribbon to her wrist in the bed frame. In the morning, the ribbon was snapped, and her mirror had a foggy handprint on the inside. At school, her friends noticed she looked pale, distracted. One classmate joked, maybe your reflection's stealing your sleep. Emma laughed nervously because deep down she feared that was exactly it. The scratches grew deeper, and one night she whispered into the mirror, "What do you want from me?" Breath, cold and wet, brushed her ear from behind. Episode 3, the sleep therapist. Terrified, Emma searched for help and found Dr. Rachel Thorne, a sleep therapist with a mysterious past and a curiosity for shadow sleep phenomena. Rachel listened to Emma's story with unsettling calm. You say your reflection acts independently. Has it spoken to you? She asked. Not in words, Emma replied, but it watches, it waits. Rachel offered to install night cameras and sleep monitors. I need to see the truth, she said. That night, equipment was set. Emma fell asleep reluctantly under Rachel's watch. 3:17 a.m., Emma's body stirred. Eyes closed, walking rigidly to the mirror. Her reflection was already waiting. The two touched palms. Then Emma stepped forward and vanished into the glass. The reflection remained behind, mimicking sleep in her bed. At 3:24 a.m., Emma returned, but Rachel's face paled. The girl lying in bed didn't breathe the same. Her smile was wrong. Episode 4, Something Returned. In the morning, Emma didn't remember anything, just that she felt heavy, as if her soul had walked 1,000 miles. Rachel showed her the footage, but the camera had glitched during the moment of her disappearance. I don't know what that is, Rachel said, but it's not natural sleepwalking. Emma noticed small changes. She no longer saw her breath in mirrors. Her reflection never matched her expression perfectly. One night, she leaned in close and whispered, "Who are you?" The reflection smiled back before she did. She backed away in terror, and for the first time, the shadow spoke. You brought me here. Episode 5, Shattered Silence. Emma locked the mirror in the basement. She covered it in a black cloth and sealed the door. But the dreams didn't stop. In them, she was trapped inside the mirror, screaming as her body stood lifeless on the other side. Rachel returned with research. Other victims across history who vanished in sleep always near a mirror, all described as shadow twin. You're being mirrored, Rachel said. It wants to take your place. That night, a crash woke Emma. The mirror, locked in the basement, was now back in her bedroom. Untouched, on the surface, a new crack had formed right where her reflection's eye should be. That eye blinked. Episode 6, Glass That Breathes. The mirror no longer reflected reality. Emma saw people who weren't there, rooms that didn't exist. Once she watched her reflection walk away while she stood still. Rachel placed salt lines and hung protective charms. It's trying to merge with you, she warned. Emma tested her reflection, waving left, jumping suddenly, but the shadow was always half a second behind. Until it wasn't. One night, Emma's mother walked in and screamed. Emma stood facing the mirror, but both reflections were missing. For 7 terrifying minutes, the mirror's surface heaved as if breathing. Then Emma blinked and stepped back confused. What happened? Her mother backed away, pale. You were gone. Episode 7, The Other Side. Determined to end it, Emma and Rachel decided to confront the mirror. They performed a ritual of anchoring burning sage, lighting black candles, and reciting ancient protective verses. At 3:17 a.m., Emma stood before the mirror. This time, the reflection smirked and pulled her through. Rachel screamed as Emma's body collapsed unconscious. Emma awoke in a world of glass upside down, colorless, silent. Time didn't move. Shadows of other souls wandered, faceless and lost. She found her reflection, now fully human, fully awake, living in her world. Emma screamed, but her voice echoed inside the mirror. She was trapped. Episode 8, The Shadow's Game. In the real world, Rachel tried to wake Emma, but her pulse was weak and shallow. Meanwhile, inside the mirror realm, Emma was hunted by glass beasts, shadowed shapes with jagged limbs. She reached a broken tower where hundreds of mirrors hovered. Inside each, a person screamed in silent sleep. She realized these were past victims. The shadow Emma approached her, whispering, "You slept too deep. Now I live." Emma swore to fight. "You don't belong in my world." The shadow laughed. "Neither do you anymore." Episode 9, A Mother's Mirror. Susan, Emma's mother, desperate for answers, looked into the mirror and saw her daughter crying. She placed her hand on the glass and it melted under her fingers. Rachel pulled her back. "If you go in, you may never return." But Susan entered. On the other side, time didn't exist. She followed her daughter's cries through endless reflections and twisted hallways. She found Emma surrounded by reflections of herself, each one whispering lies. Only a mother's voice could break the spell. "Emma, come home." The mirrors shattered. Episode 10, The Price of Return. The portal reopened. Susan and Emma escaped barely. The mirror turned black behind them. Rachel destroyed it with a sledgehammer. It cracked, bled a black mist, then shattered. But that night, Emma couldn't sleep. Every closed eyelid replayed the mirror world. Rachel warned her, "A piece of it is still inside you. The shadow doesn't die. It waits." Emma whispered to herself in the dark, "I'm awake. I'm awake." From the hallway, a voice replied in her own tone, "No, I am." Episode 11, Reverse Dreams. Emma began dreaming in reverse. Time moved backward, people spoke in reverse voices, and the world unfolded like rewinding tape. She woke with blood under her fingernails and bruises she didn't remember. Rachel suspected residual inversion when the mirror realm clings to the soul. Emma looked in every mirror she passed, not out of fear, but to see which version of her was real. At school, her locker mirror showed her smiling even when she cried. She screamed and smashed it, but behind the cracked glass ... a reflection kept smiling. Episode 12, The Twin in the Class. The shadow had a name now, Emma, the reverse of Emma. Emma was born from Emma's loneliness, her fears, her sleepless nights. She wasn't just a reflection, she was Emma without light. Rachel revealed the truth. It's not trying to kill you, it's trying to live through you. Emma confronted Imra one last time using an ancient spell passed down from Rachel's grandmother. But the ritual required a trade. One must stay inside the mirror forever. Emma whispered, "Then take me." Episode 13, Switched at Sleep. Rachel tried to stop her, but Emma had made the leap. She entered the mirror, trapping Imra outside. But as the world flipped, something went wrong. Both versions remained outside. Now, to Emma's walk the earth, one of light, one of shadow. Neither knew who the real one was anymore. Susan couldn't tell them apart. Rachel couldn't either. One night, both Emmas whispered, "I love you, Mom," but only one had no reflection. Susan screamed. The lights went out. Episode 14, The Final Sleep. Rachel planned a final ritual of mirror burial. She created a mirrored coffin and trapped the fake Emma inside. But the shadow laughed. "I'm not just in her. I'm in every mirror you pass." Rachel destroyed every mirror in the house, sealed all glass. But the reflection appeared in water, in eyes, in shiny metal. It wasn't just Emma anymore. The shadow was loose. Rachel realized this was never about a girl. It was about entry. The mirror world had found its doorway. Episode 15, The Girl in the Mirror. Today, Emma lives in a small town under a different name. No mirrors in her house. No glass, only darkness. But sometimes when she's tired, when she forgets and looks into a window, she sees a girl with her face staring back. Only the girl doesn't blink. She doesn't breathe. She just waits, because one night, long ago, someone blinked after her, and now, somewhere in the shadows of sleep, real Emma Blake is still screaming ... but no one hears.